Good afternoon and welcome back to historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson. I'll be broadcasting today's game for you. We are on field number 8 in game number 22. It's a Saturday 12 o'clock start. We're actually going to be starting around 12:35, 12:37-ish. Our matchup today is Seminole State College, the visiting team on the scoreboard, versus Northwest Florida State College, the home team on the scoreboard. Seminole State is 40-21 on the season, a record of 19-8 at home, 17-2 on the road, and now 14-10 versus conference opponents. Northwest Florida State College is 43-6, 14-1 at home, 14-2 on the road, and 14-2 versus first conference opponents. To end the conference season, Northwest Florida State College is the Panhandle Conference champion. And Seminole State College finishes the season, again, 40-21. That's Seminole State College and Northwest Florida State College. Scott Jamison, our PA announcer, just went over the starting lineups. I'll go ahead and do that for you now. For Seminole State, the visitor on the scoreboard, they'll line up number 2, Kate Kelly, leading off the center fielder. In left field, number 6, Jordan Davis. Batting third, the designated player, number 22, Morgan Williams. Batting fourth, cleanup, number 1, the shortstop, Stevie Adams. In the fifth batting spot, the third baseman, number 10, Aylin Kayata. In sixth spot, the first baseman, number 24, Claudia Pizzarelli. Batting seventh, Megan Langham. Number 11, the second baseman. Number 13 is batting eighth. That's Kirsten Osset, the catcher. And number 32, Kadisha McCowan, the right fielder, is going to be batting ninth for Seminole State College. Pitching for Seminole State, number 23, Brooke Kirshner. For Northwest Florida State College, defensively, Jordan Davis in left, Kate Kelly in center field, and right field, Kadisha McCowan. Northwest Florida State College in left field, Mariana Perea, Kristen Lazardi in center field, and Savannah Smathers in right field. Around the infield, first base, Paige Johnson, second base, Mackenzie Huey, third base, Brianna Ernst, and Tori Robinson at shortstop. Hannah Sparks is behind the plate for Northwest Florida State College, and pitching for the Raiders, number 23, Savannah McHellen. McHellen going into this week's tournament, a 1.52 ERA, 19-0 before this tournament. And McHellen leads Kate Kelly by a count of 0-2. And there's a great diving play by number 12 at third base, Brianna Ernst. Tyler not able to get the replay on that. But there's a great diving play for the first out. Brianna Ernst makes that play down the third base line. That's going to bring up Jordan Davis, the left fielder, number 6. For Seminole State College, the Raiders. Battle of the Raiders today with Northwest Florida and Seminole State College, both called the Raiders, so I'm going to have to do a real good job of describing what school is at bat, what school is making the plays. At the plate, Jordan Davis, the left fielder. She bunts, trying to get on base with an infield bunt, not able to do it. McHellen makes the play over to number 21, Mackenzie Huey, who was covering first. That's going to be a 1-4 putout for Jordan Davis, bringing up Morgan Williams, the designated hitter. That's number 22, Morgan Williams at the plate. One and 0 count on the 3-hole hitter, Morgan Williams, the designated player today. Williams hitting .358 for Seminole State College. The pitch from McKellen, a called strike 2. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're here on field number 8 in historic Dodgertown, Vero Beach, Florida. The second of 5 broadcasts from field number 8 today. It's going to be a busy day here in Vero Beach. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to Morgan Williams, the designated player for Seminole State College. I'm fantastic. Let me know if I start crowding you a little bit. Seminole State College, 40-21 on the year. There's a strikeout by McKellen. That's going to end the top half of the first inning. Seminole State College goes down 1-2-3. Due up from Dodgertown, Northwest Florida State College in the bottom half of the 6th. We're back here at field number 8 in Dodgertown. McKellen ended that inning with a strikeout of Morgan Williams looking. We've got Northwest Florida State College and Seminole State College, the battle of the Raiders. In a winner's bracket game, this is game number 22. Going to go on to face the winner of Florida Southwestern and Chipola College. That game is going on, game number 21, on field number 7 as we speak. Scott Jamieson with the call over there. A first pitch ball from Book Kirshner. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Tori Robinson. Robinson, the shortstop, number 18 from Northwest Florida State College. Robinson bats right, throws right, is an infielder. She's a freshman from Ray, Georgia. She went to Coffee High School. The pitch, fouled back off the fence for a count 2-2. To the leadoff batter from Northwest Florida State College. Count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We just finished a round of elimination games in the loser's bracket. There's a strikeout from Tori Robinson. She goes down swinging. First strikeout for Brooke Kirshner. Bringing to the plate Hannah Sparks, the catcher, Northwest Florida State College. Again, as I was saying, we were going through a loser's bracket games at 10 o'clock this morning. Jacksonville defeated St. Petersburg College by a score of 4-3. Moving on to face Indian River, who defeated Miami-Dade College 8-0 in 6 innings. And the upset of the tournament, the shocker of the tournament, College of Central Florida knocked out after a 61-3 regular season record. They lost back-to-back to Chipola, and then the State College of Florida Manatee defeated Central 5-1 in game number 19 today. Game number 20 ended Gulf Coast over Palm Beach State 12-7. So State College of Florida faces Gulf Coast later today. and Jacksonville will face Indian River State College later today. Both elimination games. The count is 2-1 to Hannah Sparks, the catcher. Sparks turns on that. She's ahead of that changeup. That ball's foul down the line in between the two fields, field 7 and 8. Right at the front entranceway of Dodgertown. There's count 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Sparks steps in. Keshner tutors the rubber. Popped up. Heads up, Jason. There's strike out number 2 for Kirshner. That's going to bring to the plate Savannah McHellen. McHellen leading the Raiders in batting. A .408 average coming into this weekend's tournament. And 23 home runs. She leads the state in home runs. It's going to be tough to do today. Home runs are going to be tough to come by down here in Dodgertown, especially on field 8. We've got a very stiff breeze straight in our face up here in the press box. We've only seen a couple of fly balls even reach the warning track today. It's early today. We only had 1 home run yesterday. I think over on field 7 they had 3 or 4. So field 8, which is actually the championship field, it's going to be difficult for any balls to leave the yard with a 20-mile-an-hour wind in our face. That 1 ball, 2 strike count. Now to McHellen. Back-to-back strikeouts by Brooke Kirshner from Seminole State College. Osett tried to frame that one in there, not able to get the call from the home plate umpire. Kirshner, a .250 ERA, 15-8 record in 24 appearances this season prior to the state tournament. She struck out 153. She leads the Raiders. She leads Seminole State Raiders, in strikeouts with 153. McHellen lines that down the third base line. Safe there at first. Not able to make the play was Ian Katoya. So that's a single from McHellen. A 2-out single, runner on first, Savannah McHellen. That's going to bring in the first baseman, Paige Johnson, number 15 for Northwest Florida State College. Johnson hitting .365. Takes a first pitch ball. The pitch and fouled off by Johnson. Self-preservation swing there. McHellen over on first. Back-to-back strikeouts by Kirshner of Robinson and Sparks to start the inning. There's a ball in the dirt. Nice play by Kristen Osett, the catcher for Seminole State College. That wind is kicking. You can see that flag over the right field scoreboard. just whipping back and forth to our right, somewhat in our face. Anything to left field or center field is going to be killed by the wind. Fly ball to right has a chance to get out. 3-1 pitch is a ball 4 walk. Runners on first and second. Let's see if they run for McKellen now that she's over in scoring position. That's going to bring up Mariana Perea, the left fielder, number 6 for Northwest Florida State College. Perea, a freshman catcher and infielder and outfielder. She's playing left field today for Northwest Florida State College. From Brazil. All the way from Brazil to play softball here at Northwest Florida State College. Northwest Florida State voted number 2 in the coaches poll in the state of Florida, behind, of course, the College of Central Florida. But the College of Central Florida has now been eliminated from the state tournament. Hard to believe that the nation's number 2 team with a 61-3 record knocked out of this tournament in day 2, and early in day 2. Speaking of early, Perea was a little early on that swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Brooke Kirshner, the pitcher from Seminole State College. The pitch is on the way. It's in off the hands. Make a play by Megan Langham. That's going to end the inning for Northwest Florida State College. They have a 1 hit and 2 left on base. That's going to be the end of the first inning. We'll be right back from historic Dodgertown. I'm Kyle Wilson, and we'll be back momentarily. We're back here on field number 8 from historic Dodgertown. We appreciate Tyler Allen running the cameras and the computer here for me. I'm going to handle this half of the inning as Tyler's out there in center field adjusting those cameras. So if you see that center field camera moving at all, coming to the plate, Stevie Adams, the shortstop, number 1 from Seminole State College. That's Stevie Ames at the plate. She fouls that off toward field number 9. top of the second. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stevie Ames, the shortstop. The pitch from McKellen, high and inside. Two balls, 2 strikes. For Stevie Ames, the pitch from McKellen on the way. Outside. Count moving to 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, no outs. At the plate, Stevie Ames, shortstop. From Claremont, Florida, and Foundation Academy. She fouls that back toward field number 9. Count 3-2. Appreciate Tyler making his way out, adjusting the umbrella and securing that camera a little bit out in center field here for us. There's a line drive, not hit as well as I thought it was, out toward second base. Tori Robinson for Northwest Florida State College is able to make the play and retire Stevie Ames. That's going to bring in Alin Kataya. Kataya now batting number 10, the third baseman. Kayada. The pitch to Kayada from McKellen, a called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. First out of the inning was Ames popping up to shortstop. Now at the plate, Alin Kayada. The pitch from McKellen, strike 3, swinging. Kayada goes down swinging, bringing up Claudia Pizzarelli. Pizzarelli, the first baseman for Seminole State College. Pizzarelli, the sophomore, out of South Pasadena, Admiral Farragut High School. We've got the Battle of the Raiders going on here on field number 8. Northwest Florida State College and Seminole State College, both the Raiders. In the top half of the second with 2 outs. This game is knotted up 0-0. We want to thank the Treasure Coast Sports Commission for sponsoring and providing things for this tournament. Without the Treasure Coast Sports Commission, so much would not be possible. This tournament would not be possible. Thank you to the Treasure Coast Sports Commission for putting on this week's tournament. That's a 1 ball, 2 strike count to Claudia Pizzarelli, first baseman number 24. Pizzarelli out of Pasadena and Admiral Farragut High School. A strikeout. And that's going to end the inning with the putout of Claudia Pizzarelli. That's going to end the inning after an inning and a half. Tied up. Northwest Florida, Seminole State, 0-0. We'll be back. You're watching the 2016 State Softball Championships put on by the TSAA. We're back here from field number 8 at Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. Gorgeous day. Only a few clouds in the sky. Wind blowing. Wind's blowing at a pretty good pace in from center field. Not going to see too many fly balls get out of here today. Count, no balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Megan Langham. Correction, to the leadoff batter, Brianna Ernst from Northwest Florida State College. Ernst playing third base to start this game. The very first out of the game, made a diving catch there at third base, right down the third base line. And she was in a hot corner yesterday. We had Northwest Florida and a couple different games over here. That ball's hit really hard to left field, but again, the wind just absolutely kills that ball. That's Jordan Davis making the play for Seminole State College. Bringing to the plate Savannah Smathers, the right fielder. Ernst fly to left. Smathers up, the right fielder. The pitch from Kirshner. Ball 1. This is the 2016 Florida Softball Championships. We're in game number 22. Games 21 and 22 are currently ongoing here. Field 7's got game number 21. That's Florida Southwestern and Chipola. We've got Northwest Florida State and Seminole here. The Battle of the Raiders. 3 balls, no strikes to Savannah Smathers. 1 out recorded in the bottom half of the second. The pitch from Kirshner, called strike 2, or strike 1, excuse me. Count 3-1. Fouled back out of play toward field number 9. Things are starting to get a little more quiet around here. We've had some teams eliminated now. Eliminated from play, Eastern Florida, Polk State, Tallahassee, Daytona, St. Petersburg, Miami-Dade, and Central Florida State College. All have been defeated and eliminated from this tournament. There's a pop fly to center field. Kate Kelly makes her way in, is able to make that snag. Bringing in number 21, Mackenzie Huey, the second baseman from Northwest Florida. Huey, a freshman from Auburn, Alabama, in Auburn High School. Swing and a miss for Huey, strike two. In her first season at Northwest Florida State College, Huey is averaging .333. She had one double, 3 triples on the year. Has driven in 19. And is on base over 44% of the time. That's a 1 ball, 2 strikes to Huey. There's 2 outs in the bottom half of the second. Count 2-2. Deuces across the board. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Beginning once again a busy day here from field number 8. We've got this game, Northwest Florida and Seminole State, and then at 7 o'clock tonight, the winner of this game will play the winner of Florida Southwestern and Chipola. But before that, we'll be back at 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock today. We'll have State College of Florida and Gulf Coast in an elimination game, and we'll have another loser's bracket game again at 5 o'clock. Busy day here in Vero Beach. There's the third out of the inning. And that's going to end the bottom half of the second. We'll be back with the visiting half of the third with Seminole State and Northwest Florida State College knotted up at 0. We'll be back. You're watching the Florida State College Activities Association Softball Championships on YouTube. Back here from Vero Beach, I'm Kyle Wilson, bringing to you the Northwest Florida Seminole State College winners bracket game. This is game number 22 of 30. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Megan Langham, the second baseman for Seminole State College. Langham, a sophomore second baseman out of Naples and Barron Collier High School. Langham batting .295 on the season. Flies that ball to right field. Savannah Smathers underneath it and makes the play, recording the first out of the inning for Northwest Florida State College. That's going to bring to the plate for Seminole State, Kirsten Oset. Those of you scoring at home, that's an F9 right fielder. Savannah Smathers makes that play. The pitch from McKellen. As we discussed yesterday with McKellen at the in the circle. McHelen is one of the leading pitchers in the state. She has an earned run average going into the tournament of a 152 and is 5th in the state behind McGill, Andringa, and Alvarado of Indian River, Chipola, and College of Central Florida. Of course, the leading pitcher in the state, Kaylin McGill from the College of Central Florida, been eliminated. Back here, count 2-2. In the top of the third. Kirsten Osett, the catcher, number 13 for Seminole State College. The pitch from McKellen back over our heads into field number 9. Seminole State has gone 1-2-3 in both the first and second inning. Kelly, Davis, and Williams out in the first. In the second, Ames, Kayada, and Pizzarelli. Heads up upstairs, Jason and Christine. That had to have been close to our guys upstairs running the camera. We keep saying you got to keep your head on a swivel. That wind is really howling in from center field. There's a 2-out walk. Correction, that's a 1-out walk. And is going to bring Kadisha McCowan to the plate. The right fielder, number 32 from Seminole State College. McCowan is a sophomore out of St. Cloud, Florida. The pitch from McCowan. Off the hands and back to the fence. Fouled off. 1 ball, no balls, 1 strike. I'm sorry for the mispronunciation of Stevie Ames' name earlier in the day. The lineup I received earlier had Adams as her last name. I do apologize. We'll make sure we get that right for the rest of the broadcast. That's shortstop for Seminole State College's Stevie Ames. There's a very nice play at third base by Brianna Ernst again. Set thrown from third to first. First base, Paige Johnson makes the play. That's the second out of the inning. Moves Kristen Osett over to second base and brings up the leadoff batter for Seminole State College, Kate Kelly, to the plate. Kelly popped out to the third baseman in her first at bat versus McKellen. 0 set over on second. The pitch from McKellen to Kate Kelly on the way. That ball's hit hard to center field for the third out of the inning. Lizardi makes her way in, corrals that in, and that's going to end the inning for the top half of Seminole State College. We'll be right back from Dodgertown in Vero Beach. I'm Kyle Wilson. You're watching the 2016 Florida State College Activity Association Softball Tournament on YouTube. We're back here from historic Dodgertown. There was a first pitch strike to Kristen Lizardi, center fielder for Northwest Florida State College. She made that last play of the inning out in center field to end the top half of the third for Seminole State College. Lizardi, a center fielder. The pitch from Brooke Kirschner, back up over the fence right here down in front of us. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. To Lizardi. Fouled back again. Lizardi hitting .299 in 107 at-bats. She's driven in 14. Has only struck out 5 times. That ball just foul in the right field corner. No balls, 2 strikes. No outs. Kristen Lizardi at the plate. The pitch from Brooke Kirschner. That's fly to left field and corralled by Jordan Davis to record the first out for the Raiders. You know, perfectly honest, I can say that all game long and always be right. It will always be a put out or an out for the Raiders, as we've got Northwest Florida and Seminole State, both the Raiders playing in this game number 22. That's going to bring to the plate Tori Robinson, shortstop, wearing number 18 today, also wears number 17. That's a first pitch strike from Kirschner. It's a second pitch strike from Kirschner. Count 0-2 to Robinson. That wind really kicking in from left to center field here in Dodgertown. We could probably turn around over to fields number 9 and 10 and get a little more offensive productivity with this wind blowing the way it is, but the pitcher's duel here in inning number 4 on field number 8. At the plate, Tori Robinson. Count moves full, 3-2, with a pitch from Kirshner on the way. A very nice play made by Brooke Kirshner. Little pop-up to the pitcher. That's going to retire Tori Robinson. Bringing up the catcher, Hannah Sparks. Sparks struck out swinging in her first plate appearance of the day. Sparks starting behind the plate for Northwest Florida State College. That pitch is high from Kirshner. Game number 22 of the winner's bracket. Game 21 is also ongoing right now. Chipola leads Florida Southwestern College by a score of 1-0 in the bottom of the third. So the winner of these two games today will face off this evening for a chance to go to the NJCA Championship Tournament in St. George, Utah. That ball is fair down the left field line. Going into second is Hannah Sparks with a double, a 2-out double in the bottom half of the third. That's going to bring up Savannah McKellen, who singled in the first and was stranded. McKellen, as we know, one of the top hitters in the state. And they're going to intentionally walk her with first base open. Got to be careful doing that. She nearly threw away that first pitch ball. The last thing you want to do is move that runner over to third on a wild pitch as you're trying to walk somebody. McKellen hitting .408 with 23 homers, 58 RBIs. This is now the 40th walk of the season for McKellen. And there's ball 4. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Paige Johnson, who walked and was stranded on first her last time up. So, runners on first and second. McKellen on first. Sparks, the catcher, on second. We have the battery on the base pass. Pitcher and catcher both on the bases for Northwest Florida State College. You know, with the wind blowing the way it is, you can almost feel a little more comfortable to send a runner to second because it's you got to have a great arm to cut through that wind and get that ball to second base to beat the runner. Count 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Two outs this inning for Northwest Florida State College. The leadoff batter, Lazardi, flew out to left field. Robinson popped up to the pitcher. And we've had back-to-back runners get on with a double by Sparks and now a walk from McKellen. Johnson at the plate. Deuce is on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And she swing and miss for strike 3. Brooke Kirshner gets out of the inning. There's a strikeout swinging for Paige Johnson. That's going to end the 3rd. We'll be back with Seminole State in the 4th after this. You're watching the Florida State College Activity Association Softball Championships on YouTube. Back here from Vero Beach, Florida, and historic Dodger Town. I'm Kyle Wilson. We've got a pitcher's duel here on field number 8. Score 0-0. The Raiders facing the Raiders. Northwest Florida State College and Seminole State College. Seminole State is the visiting team on the scoreboard. McKellen throws a first pitch ball to Jordan Davis, left fielder, who grounded in a 1-4 putout in the first inning. Left fielder Jordan Davis at the plate. The 1-0 pitch from McKellen. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a popped up bunt. By Jordan Davis. Davis pops up that bunt, and Brianna Ernst is able to make the play at third. That's that hot corner again. Ernst has made plays all weekend there at third base. That's a 5-3 putout to start the 4th inning for Northwest Florida State College. And Seminole State College locked in a tight pitcher's duel, 0-0 through 3 full innings. At the plate, Morgan Williams. She squares the bunt and brings the bat back. A chopper right off the hands, popped up to the first, to the pitcher, McKellen. McKellen easily makes that play. That brings up number 1, the shortstop, Stevie Ames. And again, I do apologize. Those of you listening in New York, thank you so much for listening. Had her name written down wrong in the first inning. I've gotten that corrected. And that's Stevie Ames. And that's a great play by the first baseman, Paige Johnson. Diving play. Tyler's going to work on getting that replay for us. We'll show that to you real quick before we go to break. Here's the replay of Paige Johnson making a great play at first base. That pitch bunted up in the air, and Johnson comes in down the first baseline, diving, makes a great stop, That's going to end the inning. No damage. Still, we have a pitching duel going on here. Going into the bottom of the fourth. We'll be right back from Vero Beach and historic Dodgertown. We're back here, Northwest Florida State College, home half of the fourth inning. The leadoff batter, Mariana Perea, the left fielder, coming to the plate. Perea hits that in off the hands. Another infield pop-up. That's to the second baseman. P4, if you're scoring at home. And that will bring up Brianna Ernst. And as I was just talking to Tyler about during the break in between innings, or in between half innings, if I had a choice, which I have none whatsoever, but my player of the tournament so far would be Brianna Ernst, just because of the sheer multitude of plays that she has made over there at third. She does pop that up again to the second baseman. That's another P4. And that will bring up Savannah Smathers, the right fielder. She flew out to center field in her last at bat in inning number 2. We're moving right along here on field number 8. We're in the bottom half of the fourth inning. We've got a pitcher's duel. 2 quick pitches and 2 quick outs for the first 2 outs of this inning. Pop-ups to both second base by Perea and Ernst to start the inning. So we have 2 outs, no balls, 2 strikes. To the righty, Savannah Smathers. The pitch from Kirshner, the rise ball taken high. We're an hour and 15 minutes into this game. Actually, an hour and 17 minutes to be exact. There's a pop-up again to the second baseman. That's 4 putouts by the second baseman that inning. Savannah Smathers pops up to Megan Langham. She's been busy today. That's going to end the fourth inning. Our score, Raiders 0, Raiders 0. We'll be back on YouTube with the 2016 Florida College System Activities Association Softball Tournament. back here from Dodgertown and field number 8 of the FCSAA 2016 Softball Championship. I'm Kyle Wilson. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. Leading off, number 10, the third baseman, Aylin Kayada from Seminole State College. The pitch from McAllen. A swing and a miss, strike one to start the inning. We've got a pitcher's duel here. McAllen has faced 1, 2, 3. Not faced the minimum, but she's faced one more than the minimum. There's another pop-up to the second baseman. That's 4 consecutive putouts by second base. Bringing up the first baseman, Pizzarelli. Pizzarelli, a sophomore, first base and utility player from South Pasadena. It's a pop-up diving play by both Ernst and Sparks. Looks like they're both okay. Northwestern Florida State College, 43-6. Win-loss on the season. Seminole State, 40-21. Northwest Florida State voted by the coaches in Region 8 as the number 2 team in the state, behind the College of Central Florida that was eliminated earlier today. Looking at the national poll, as of April 20th, Tyler, number 1 in the nation with 5 first-place votes. Central Florida was number 2 in the nation, yet they were eliminated earlier today. And now Northwest Florida State College, number 3 in the nation, voted on as of April 20th, just a couple of weeks ago. There's a pop-up to shortstop. Collected by Tori Robinson of Northwest Florida State College. P6 if you're scoring at home. Moving on to the second baseman now, Megan Langham. Langham out of Naples and Barron Collier. Langham squares to bunt. And the pitch from McKellen. Swing and a miss, strike one. That's 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike. Here in the top half of the 5th. From Dodgertown, here in Vero Beach, Florida. A beautiful day for softball. Windy a little bit, but up here in this press box, I don't think anybody's going to complain about that wind blowing in here. By the way, there's no air conditioning, so the wind feels amazing up here in the press box. Count 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. To Langham. She brings the bat back and pops another one up. Called off by the first baseman. It's a P3, and that's going to end the top half of the 5th. Seminole State goes down 1-2-3. Before I leave you, I want to thank Vero Beach Inn & Suites for their hospitality this week, putting all of us up over there. The Vero Beach Inn & Suites is a courtyard-style inn featuring 117 king, double, and 1-bedroom suites that sleep up to 6 guests, tropical landscaping with outdoor sitting areas, poolside tiki bar, full-service lounge, complimentary daily breakfast, fitness center, and meeting space to accommodate 200 guests. And actually, we walked by that meeting space last night. There's a wedding going on today there. It was decorated all pink and silver. Looked like they were ready for a good time over there tonight. If you ever need another wedding venue, please make sure you call Vero Beach Inn & Suites for that option. Thank you very much, Vero Beach Inn & Suites, for your hospitality this weekend. We'll be right back with the bottom half of the 5th after this quick break. We're back here from Vero Beach, historic Dodger Town, and field number 8 specifically. We're at the Florida State College Activity Association, the 2016 Softball Championships. We're in day number 2. Scott just got my attention over here. We've got a tied game between Florida Southwestern and Chipola. Tied up 1-1 in the 4th inning over there. They pop up out of play. Foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the bottom half of the 5th, batting for Northwest Florida State College is Mackenzie Huey, the second baseman. Huey struck out her first time at plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Raider. That ball just out of play. Davis and Kataya not able to make it over there. One ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 5th. 1 ball, 2 strike. Delivery from Kirshner. There's a very nice play over at first base by Claudia Pizzarelli. Pizzarelli dives, makes the diving snag, and steps on the bag to eliminate Mackenzie Huey. That's 3 unassisted. Bringing up Kristen Lazardi, who flew out to left in her first at bat in the 3rd inning. Again, we've got a pitcher's duel. This is the bottom of the 5th, and this is only Kristen's 2nd time at the plate. Kirshner faced 3 more than the minimum. McKellen faced 1 more than the minimum. Like I say, we've got a pitcher's duel here. Who's going to score the first run? First team to score a run is going to have a great chance to win this game. Again, we're in a winner's bracket game over here. There's a fly out to center. Kate Kelly easily makes her way into shallow center field to corral that. Lazardi put out. That's her 2nd fly out of the game. Bringing in Tori Robinson, the shortstop. Struck out and popped out to the pitcher. .143 here in Vero Beach. No complaints. Mostly sunny. 84 degrees with a 20-mile-an-hour, 15 to 20-mile-an-hour wind in our face. There's a pop-up over our heads. Heads up upstairs on the roof. We've got 2 guys up there. Well, a guy and a girl, Christine and Jason. Thanks to the 2 of them for running our cameras, both on field 7 and 8 all day long today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Jason will be controlling the camera, the 1 camera for us tomorrow. We got done here last night around 9 o'clock. Was able to luckily get home and see Florida beat South Carolina in baseball last night. Florida came back in the 9th inning to score and beat South Carolina. You always love when you get a victory by the Gators in Columbia. I won't complain about that. That's going to be the end of the inning. A strikeout for Kirshner of Robinson. That's going to end the 5th. We'll be back with the top of the 6th. And Seminole State coming to the plate. When we return, you're watching the Florida College System Activity Association 2016 College Softball Championships on YouTube. We're back here from historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson, and we are in the top of the sixth of a pitcher's duel. We've got Seminole State and Northwest Florida State College vying for a chance to play later this evening for a trip to St. George, Utah, and the NJCA National Championship Softball Tournament in just a couple of weeks. That softball tournament out in Utah is going to start while we're down in Sarasota doing the baseball broadcasts here in just a couple of weeks. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a busy weekend for both myself and Scott Jameson as well, doing those broadcasts down there from Sarasota. One ball, one strike. The pitch from McKellen. A called strike two, count 1-2. That count is 1-2 to Kirsten Osett, the catcher. Kirsten walked in the third, and this is her second at bat of the game. As we've said, McKellen has faced almost the minimum. She's only allowed one runner to reach base. That runner was stranded in the third. That was actually Osett. Osett walked and then was stranded, and she's the only player that has reached base for Seminole State College. There's a rifle shot, and she's still the only person to reach base for Seminole State. There's the first hit of the game versus McKellen. See if that can't start a rally for Seminole State College. We can't get a run on the board. Yep, that was the first hit of the game for Seminole State College. McKellen is throwing a beauty. I wasn't going to say it, but she had a no-no going. That is no longer the case. I'm going to get yelled at later by somebody. Oh, McKellen giving up her first hit of the game. Actually, her first hit and her first runner on base was the same person. Both in the third and now in the sixth inning. Who was that? Running now, Caitlin Schwartz. Schwartz over a freshman, second baseman from DeBerry and at University High. So she's going to be running. She's over there at first for Kirsten Osett. The pitch from McKellen. No balls, no strikes. The bunt. And they're able to get the lead runner. They are able to get Schwartz over at second base. That was a great play there for the 5-4 putout. It's a 5-4 putout of Kadisha McCowan, bringing up Kate Kelly, the center fielder, number 2. The pitch from McKellen. Bunted just foul. Seminole State trying to play small ball here. Move that runner over. Seminole State obviously understands that whoever can score that first run with a pitcher's duel like this, if you can put a run on the board, that goes ahead. That gives your pitcher a little bit of freedom. But when it's a duel like this, you've got to find a way to manufacture a run. McKellen throws that away. Wow, we have seen some incredible blunders by our pitchers here over on Field 8. McGill yesterday from Central Florida threw away 2 balls that directly related to 3 or 4 different runs for Chipola. And now McKellen, another one of the best pitchers in the state. A fielding error, a blunder, a mistake She overthrows first base and allows runners to move to second and third with one out. Here is the opportunity that Seminole State College desperately needs against the number 3 ranked team in the country, Northwest Florida State College. We're going to take a short break as we identify these changes on the field, and we'll be right back. Oh, correction, we're actually going to stick around. We'll identify what that change is here momentarily. And we're going to figure out what's going on over on field number 7. Score now 2-1 over on field 7. That's Florida Southwestern and Chipola. We're in the top of inning 6 here in Vero Beach. The pitch from McKellen. That's popped up to shortstop. Robinson's able to make that play. Jordan Davis pops out to short in the top half of the 6th. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Morgan Williams. Williams struck out looking in the first, and in the second popped up to the pitcher, McKellen. I'll tell you, if McKellen can get out of this, I have a feeling that Northwest Florida is going to put up some runs in the bottom half of this inning, especially if she gets out of this jam. You can't have runners on second and third with less than 2 outs and not score. Seminole State, huge situation here. Let's see if they can't get one run across. Anything in play scores a run. There's strike 2. McKellen, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. That ball's hit hard to right field. That's back, and off the warning track, but she falls going around first base and is not able to make it to second or third. That does clear the bases, though. That's a bases clearing single for Morgan Williams. That scores 2 RBI for Williams, bringing in both those runners. Seminole State College takes a 2-0 lead over the number 3 ranked Northwest Florida State Raiders. You know, I think she could be on third at this point. Definitely on second. Morgan Williams stumbled going around the bag. But that's all right because she drove in 2 runs. As we get a bunch of geese jumping up right out here. Cameron Strother in at first, running for Morgan Williams, and that's going to bring number 1, Stevie Ames, the shortstop, up to the plate. Ames popped out to both shortstop and to the pitcher in her first 2 at-bats. Let's see if she can't continue this rally for Seminole State College. Is a strike, foul tipped at the plate. Count, no balls, a 1 strike to Stevie Ames. That ball is hit hard to left field. And the wind absolutely caught that ball. Did she catch it over there? She did. She made that catch down the left field line. That was a great play there by Mariana Perea. That's actually the second highlight style play that she's made over there in left field this weekend. One yesterday, another now today. That's going to end the inning. But Northwest Florida has given up 2 runs to Seminole State College. Seminole State leads a score of 2-0. We'll be right back after a short break. But before, located just a quarter-mile east of I-95 off of exit 147, the Vero Beach Inn & Suites is convenient to all Vero Beach has to offer. Beaches, golf, sports fishing, eco tours, historic Dodgertown, where we're at today, and the McKee Botanical Gardens, plus shopping outlet centers, numerous shops, restaurant, and activities, all within driving distance of Vero Beach Inn & Suites. Please check them out next time you're in Vero. Back here from historic Dodgertown, count 1 ball, no strikes. To our leadoff hitter for Northwest Florida State College, Hannah Sparks. Sparks leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning. We do have a defensive change for the Seminole State Raiders. That's Tammy Garcia out there in right field now. Tammy Garcia, the right fielder. She's a sophomore from Ocala, Florida. Again, that's right up near my area from Gainesville. So she's from Ocala, just about 45 minutes south from Gainesville, where I'm from. Ocala area, famous for horses, basically. That's about it. Count 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs. That ball is popped up to shallow left field. Jordan Davis calls off Stevie Ames. It's amazing. You say that one time, and then it's just stuck in my head. So I do apologize. I'm going to get that name right. Stevie Ames over there at shortstop for Seminole State College. And those of you who are listening from New York, thank you so much. Please make sure you follow our YouTube page at the FCSAA YouTube page. Please follow that. There's a pop-up by McKellen to Pizzarelli at first. And that's going to retire McKellen. Paige Johnson coming to the plate. She walked in the first and struck out in the third. She was stranded at first in that first inning. The pitch from Kirshner. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs in the bottom half of the 6th. We've got another upset brewing here on Field 8. I guess this is our upset field for the weekend. Yesterday, Chipola upset the College of Central Florida here on this field by a score of 14-2. This game isn't quite that much out of hand, but Seminole State is still upsetting the number 3 ranked team in the nation, Northwest Florida State College, and that's going to end the inning. A strikeout from Kirshner, swing and a miss by Paige Johnson. 1-2-3, go Northwest Florida State College. We'll be right back with Seminole State coming up in the top of the 7th. No. So we're back here on field number 8 from historic Dodgertown. I'm Kyle Wilson, sitting here with Tyler Allen. And it's the top of the 7th. McKellen still in for Northwest Florida State College. Leading off for Seminole State, Alin Kayada. Kayada in the second, struck out, and in the 5th, popped up to second base. There's a swing and a miss by Kayada. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. We've got an upset brewing here on field number 8. 2-0. Seminole State over Northwest Florida State College. That ball caught by the wind. Right fielder is able to make that play. That's Savannah Smathers over there in right field, making that play, recording the first out of the inning for Northwest Florida State College. That will bring up Pizzarelli, the first baseman. The pitch from McKellen. No balls, no strike. First pitch to Pizzarelli. Just foul and over the head of the charging third baseman. That's Brianna Ernst over there at third base. Just out of her reach. Pizzarelli, first baseman number 24. Pizzarelli out of South Pasadena. McKellen fields that grounder from Pizzarelli and fires over to Mackenzie Huey, second baseman, who was covering first base, to record that out. That's going to bring up Megan Langham, the second baseman, number 11. Langham flew out to right field and popped up to the pitcher in her first 2 at-bats. Through 6 2/3 innings, McKellen has still only faced 22 batters. But 2 of those batters did come around to score, and those are the only 2 runs that have scored today. So Northwest Florida, the number 3 team in the country, down to Seminole State College by a score of 2-0. We've got 2 outs in the top half of the 7th. McKellen, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Megan Langham. The pitch on the way from McKellen. Slapped foul. Just foul. The pitch from McKellen. Driven into right center field. Langham, her first hit for the day, and only the second hit given up by McKellen today. You just saw McKellen look over at her coach in the dugout down the third base line and tap her chest like, my bad. I think she knew that that was not the pitch that she wanted to throw there. Awaiting a slight change over here. We'll let you know what that change is here momentarily. Going to move some speed to the base pass, I think. Try to sneak one more run across before Northwest Florida comes up in the bottom half of the inning. Now running for Seminole State College, Kayla Villegas. Redshirt freshman. She's an outfielder from Deltona, Florida, Pine Ridge High School. Now at the plate, Kirsten Osit. Over there at first base, only the third base runner of the game. Fourth base runner of the game now for McKellen. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs to Kirsten Osit. She walked in the third and singled back in the sixth. She's been on base both times today. Count 3-0. My question is, I wonder if McKellen is beginning to tire. There's a 4-pitch walk by McKellen. That's going to bring up Tammy Garcia, number 21, the right fielder. Garcia replaced Kadisha McCowan last inning. Garcia grounded into a 5-4 putout. Her last time up. Slaps that foul down the third base line. Haven't seen that drone flying over anymore today. They probably got the video that they wanted. If you happen to know whoever was flying that drone over Dodgertown earlier today, we'd love to see the video. Over on field number 7, that game is tied up. Florida Southwestern and Chipola College, 2-2 in the top of the 6th. Deuces are wild over there on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the top half of the 7th, McCallan with the pitch. Fouled back off the fence by Tammy Garcia. Over here, game number 21, Florida Southwestern State and Chipola College. in the winner's bracket. Game is tied up 2-2 in the top of the 6th. There's a runner on first. I can hear that crowd over there. They're pretty loud. That game's been going back to back, back and forth all day long. 2-2 over there on field 7. Of course, the winner of that game between Florida Southwestern and Chipola will play the winner of this game tonight at 7 o'clock. And the winner of that game will play in the championship game, as well as qualify for the national tournament in St. George, Utah. Dates of that tournament are the 18th through 21st of May, here in just a couple weeks. Count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Langham and Osett at second and first respectively. And McKellen walks the bases loaded for Seminole State College. Tammy Garcia came in, grounded out in her first at bat, but draws a walk in her second. So we've got the bases loaded. Megan Langham and Kirsten Osett and Tammy Garcia on third, second, and first respectively. And at the plate, Kate Kelly, center fielder number 2 for Seminole State College. Kelly 0 for 2 on the day. Not anymore. There's a single to left field. Only going to score 1 run, but there's an insurance run. 3-0. Seminole State College over Northwest Florida. We've gotten to see some upsets over here on field number 8, and it's beginning to look like we've got another one brewing. So with that single by Kelly, Langham comes in to score. Osett moves over to third base. Second base, Garcia. Bases still loaded. We'll be right back after a very short break. Discover why the Vero Beach Inn & Suites is different from the rest. Their rooms are oversized and comfortable with new soft goods and bright color palette reminiscent of a quaint cottage. They help keep your budget in check without sacrificing comfort and offer all the amenities of a full-service hotel. The comfort and flexibility of home and a great value for vacationers and business travelers alike. Please make sure you check out the Vero Beach Inn & Suites next time you're in Vero. We have a pinch hitter here. Seminole State coming in, number 9, Whitney Foyer. She's pinch hitting for Jordan Davis in the 2-hole. So that's number 9, Whitney Foyer, a freshman, first base and designated player from Carmel, Indiana. That's number 9, Whitney Foyer at the plate. We'll take a short break. Correction. That mound meeting's already breaking up. We'll stay live with you here from Dodgertown. I'm Kyle Wilson. We're in the top half of the 7th still. 2 outs. Seminole State College just put an insurance run on the board. They now lead the number 3 team in the country, Northwest Florida State, 3-0. Northwest Florida State College ranked number 3 in the country. But they're in trouble here. Entirely too early for me to be yawning today. We still have 3 full games to play here. Swing and a miss. Strike two for Whitney Foyer. It's 2:17 here. And a big swing and a miss by Whitney Foyer. That's going to end the top of the seventh. Seminole State adds one run in the top half of the seventh. That's on 2 hits. McKellen walked 2 that inning, and they left 3 on base. We'll be right back for the bottom half of the seventh. Northwest Florida State College has 3 outs to try to score 3 runs to tie this up. 4 runs to win the game. We'll be right back. You're watching the FCSAA Softball State Tournament on YouTube. We're back here for the bottom half of the seventh from historic Dodgertown. I'm Kyle Wilson. We're in a winner's bracket game. Game number 22, Seminole State College versus Northwest Florida State College. Northwest Florida losing by 3 in the bottom half of the seventh. They've got to score 3 runs here. There's a fly ball to deep right field. Back, and off the fence. That's a stand-up triple. Stand-up triple from Mariana Perea. Mariana Perea. A stand-up triple to lead off the 7th inning. The bottom of the 7th inning, nonetheless, for Northwest Florida State College. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Brianna Ernst. Ernst has stayed busy over there at third base, but offensively had a rough game. She flew out to she flew out to left field in the 2nd inning, and in the 4th inning, she popped up to the second baseman. So she's 0 for 2 on the day. But she's got a runner in scoring position at third. Brianna Ernst coming to the plate to face Brooke Kirshner. Kirshner's had her number for the majority of the day. Count 1, 0 balls, 1 strike, no outs. It's a ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball's hard hit to left center field. That's going to score 1 run. Ernst. A single to left field. Drives in a run. Northwest Florida is in business. scored 1 run now, no outs, and that brings up the right fielder, Savannah Smathers. Smathers also 0 for 2 on the day. She flew out to center and popped up to the second baseman in that 4th inning where every out was recorded by the second baseman. Langham stayed busy there in the 4th over there at second. So after the RBI single by Brianna Ernst, that brings up Savannah Smathers, the right fielder, number 4. She takes that rise ball high. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sorry about that, Bryce. Pop up to right field. Who's going to call it? The right fielder, Tammy Garcia, makes her way in, makes that catch, recording the out of Savannah Smathers. If you're scoring at home, that's an F9. Mackenzie Huey will be next to bat, but it looks like there's going to be a pinch hitter for Northwest Florida. Entering the game for the Raiders of Northwest Florida, the Panhandle Conference champions, is Beatrice Cardoza. Cardoza hitting .207 on the year with 12 hits. She's hit 2 home runs and driven in 8. It's going to bring Cardoza to the plate. Big thanks to everybody that helps put on this tournament. People don't understand all that goes into something like this. You've got people here putting in lineups starting at 8 in the morning. All the people here prepping the fields. Thank you so much to everybody that helps put on this tournament every single year here in historic Dodgertown. Especially thanks to the Sports Commission here, the Treasure Coast Sports Commission. And it's the bottom of the 7th. You're watching the 2016 FCSAA State Softball Tournament on the YouTube channel for the Florida College System Activities Association. Please make sure you follow our YouTube page. The more followers we have on the YouTube page, the better these broadcasts are going to get for you, and the easier these broadcasts will get to be able to find on YouTube. So please go ahead and follow our YouTube channel. There's a called strike 3 against Beatrice Cardoza. Cardoza's rung up. Northwest Florida has 1 out remaining. The final batter for Northwest Florida State College. We have 1 out remaining for the Raiders. Their batter, number 19, Kristen Lozardi, the center fielder. Lozardi, .299 batter on the season, but she is 0 for 2 today. Called strike. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. 2 strikes on the board. Northwest Florida down to their last strike. Popped up, shallow left field. And we have a collision in left field. Not able to make the play. We have runners on first and second. That's an, I would say E7. We'll let the official scorekeeper decide that, not myself. But I'm going to score that personally as an E7 on Jordan Davis. So we had a collision out there between Davis and Stevie Ames. Runners now on first and second. There's a fly ball to center field. Kate Kelly underneath it. And there is the final out. Seminole State has upset Northwest Florida State College. The Panhandle Conference champions are now in the losers bracket. Seminole State College moves on to play in game number 27. That's tonight at 7 o'clock. Seminole State going to have the opportunity to play the winner of Florida Southwestern and Chipola College. Florida Southwestern leading that game right now 3-2. Again, that's in the bottom of the 7th. Florida Southwestern College leads Chipola 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. So Seminole State is going to move on into game 27. That's going to be played tonight at 7 o'clock versus Florida Southwestern or Chipola College. It's looking like it's going to be Florida Southwestern. But that game is going to determine one of those 2 teams will go to the national tournament in St. George, Utah. And will still be playing for the opportunity to be the state champion. Region 8, Division 1 of the NJCAA. We will be back from historic Dodgertown and Vero Beach with our next game momentarily. That's going to be game 24, the State College of Florida and Gulf Coast State College, here on field number 8 in approximately a half an hour. I'm Kyle Wilson. Tyler Allen's been running the computer, controlling all the replays and doing the cameras. Is Jason upstairs? Thank you both for helping us out. We'll be back in about 30 minutes from Dodgertown.